Already we have seen 5 rules. Rule number 1 says the number of root locus branches equal to number of open loop poles. Number of root locus branches equal to number of open loop poles. That is number of branches equal to P, number of poles, and it is symmetrical about real axis. Symmetrical about real axis. This is the first rule. Second rule says what? Root locus branches start at open loop poles. Start at open loop poles, end at open loop zeros. The remaining n minus m root locus branches end at infinity. Third rule says a point on the real axis, a point on the real axis on the root locus if number of poles and zeros to its right equal to odd number. A point on the real axis will be on the root locus if number of poles and zeros to its right to the test point is odd number. That is third rule. Fourth rule says the angle of asymptote phi a equal to plus or minus 2q plus 1 multiplied by 180 degree divided by n minus m. Fifth rule says sigma a, that is point of intersection of all these asymptotes. Asymptote means what? Tangent at infinity. The graph and the tangent will meet at infinity. That is asymptote. The angle of asymptote is this. What is sigma a? Sum of real parts of poles minus sum of real parts of zeros divided by n minus m. That is sigma e. These are the 5 rules already we have seen. By using these 5 rules, we can solve this sum. Sketch the root locus for a unity feedback system with the open loop transfer function g of s equal to k upon s multiplied by s square plus 4. What are the poles? N equal to what? N equal to 3. 3 poles are there. M equal to 0. M equal to 0. The poles are 0, plus or minus J2. Plus or minus J2 are the 2 poles. Now we have to draw the root locus. Imaginary axis, real axis, sigma, J omega. What are the poles? One at J, 2J at 2J, minus J, minus 2J. Here one pole, another pole at the origin. Number of branches equal to P, N. Number of branches equal to N. Number of poles. And it is symmetrical about real axis. The open loop poles are starting at open loop. The root locus are starting at open loop poles and end at open loop zeros. No zeros, that's why all the root locus branches, 3 root locus branches will end at infinity. All the 3 will end at infinity. A point on the real axis on the root locus if number of poles and zeros to its right or odd number. Suppose I am taking a test point here. To its right, how many poles and zeros? Odd number, only 1. Consider only on the real axis. Only 1 odd number. Therefore, the entire negative real axis is part of root locus. Up to infinity to its right, only 1. Therefore, entire real axis up to infinity it is root locus. It here starts here. It starts here and ends at infinity, minus infinity. Ends at minus infinity. So, therefore, this branch goes up to infinity because to its right odd number of poles and zeros. Suppose I am selecting a test point here on the real axis, right side. How many poles and zeros to its right? No poles. It is even number. It's even number. Therefore, no, it is not. The positive real axis is not part of root locus, but negative real axis is part of root locus. The entire negative real axis is part of root locus. Then, what is the third rule says? Angle of asymptote 2q plus 1 divided by n minus m. N equal to 3 and m equal to 0. Then, what is phi a? Phi a equal to 2q plus 1 plus or minus multiplied by 180. N equal to what? 3 and m equal to 0. When q equal to 0, 1, 2 up to this only. Up to 2 only because only 3 root locus branches. Only 3 root locus branches. Only 3 angles we have to find. When q equal to 0, 180 divided by 3. Therefore, plus or minus 60. What is the another one? If you substitute 1, what you will get? Q equal to 1 means 3. 180 degree. 180 degree. When 2 means 5. 300 degree. 300 degree. So let us consider only positive. You have to consider all positive or all negative. Or let us consider all positive. So 60, 180, 300. Angle of asymptotes. The tangent at infinity are angles 60 degree, 180 degree, 300 degree. 300 is nothing but minus 60. Therefore, even if you consider all minus, you will get minus of minus 60, minus 180, minus 300 also you can consider. Both are same. Because 60 degree is minus 300. So minus 60 we can say. Minus 300 equal to what? Plus 60. Minus 300 equal to plus 60. Therefore, you can take either plus or minus. Okay. So we got the angle of asymptotes. Where they are meeting? How many asymptotes? 1, 2, 3. All the 3 asymptotes are meeting at sigma A. Sigma A equal to real parts of poles. Real parts of poles equal to 0. And real parts of zeros also 0. Divided by n minus m. That is 3 equal to 0. Therefore, sigma A is 0. They are meeting at 0. Therefore, we have to draw the asymptote 60 degree from 0. This is 60 degree. My 300 degree. 300 degree. This is 300 degree. Or minus 60 we can say. Asymptote. This is what? Asymptote. This is also asymptote. This is another asymptote at 180 degree. Asymptote is above that root locus. That's why no need to draw. This is one of the root locus. One starts here. One starts here, another one starts here. So one starts here, second starts here, third starts here. The second one goes up to minus infinity. That's all. Now, this is one root locus. This is another root locus. This is another root locus. That's all. This goes up to infinity. This goes up to infinity. This is also goes up to infinity. parallel to this, parallel to this. They are parallel. These two are parallel up to infinity. Asymptote and root locus are parallel up to infinity. While drawing on the graph sheet, asymptote must be lighter in 2H pencil. I have studied graphics theory, graphics in first year, engineering graphics. In that, hidden lines you will draw on dotted line, I think so. Something you will draw on 2H, something you will draw on HB. So root locus must be in HB. That asymptote must be in 2H pencil. So lighter. Asymptote must be lighter. You have to mark it as asymptote. You have to mark it as asymptote. So you have to draw this on root locus. Here, the only thing missing here is at what angle it is coming out of this this pole, open loop poles. It is coming out of open loop pole at this angle. At this angle. What is the angle? What is the angle at which it is coming out? We do not know. What is the angle at which it is coming out? You understand what I am saying? It is coming out. It goes to infinity parallel to this asymptote. It goes to infinity parallel to that asymptote. But at what angle it is coming out of that pole, we do not know. Are you able to understand what I am saying? The pole is at open loop pole is at 2J. The root locus is coming out of that 2J. At what angle it is coming out, we do not know. That is one rule is there that we will see now.